One of my most popular videos over the last several months was the one I did on the Austin homeless problem. That video got a lot of comments from both people who lived in the Austin area and from out of state. All of those comments helped me get a better feel for the complexities of this issue. Now, there have been a lot of things that have happened over the last several months concerning this camping ban in Austin. And if you stick around for this video, I'm going to tell you all about it. Now, many of the comments I got in the first video were about the different policies in the different areas of Austin regarding the homeless population. If you don't know, the Austin Metro extends from Georgetown, Hutto, Leander, and Liberty Hill in the north to Buda and Kyle in the south, Manor and Elgin in the east, and all the way into the Hill Country in the west to Lakeway and Lago Vista. Each one of these suburbs is a separate jurisdiction and have their own ordinances. And generally speaking, each one of them have some type of don't sit, don't lie ordinance in place that prohibits public camping. The camping ban that was lifted was in the city of Austin. And that is where we saw the homeless encampments begin to pop up under freeway overpasses and in public areas. Now, if someone tried to pitch a tent in one of these suburbs, like Round Rock or Georgetown, believe me, the police would be there before they even had the stakes in the ground. Now, one logical question that you really can't quantify is that since Austin became more receptive to public camping, did that have an impact on the number of homeless who migrated inside the city limits during the last 2 years after this camping ban was lifted? Now, another thing that came up is something that I can partially understand because of the time period we live in. But let me try to clarify it again. Just because I might talk about a political policy does not mean that I either endorse or oppose it. I am a resident of Austin, and I have concerns about how these policies are going to impact the quality of life both now and in the future. So regardless of what political party you align with or what you think the cause of homelessness is, your position will change almost instantly if a homeless encampment pops up across the street from your house, outside the door of your business, or close to the schools that your children attend. Now, on the other side of that is if these homeless encampments don't impact you directly, there are other citizens who have invested in homes and invested in businesses who have an expectation that their rights and their voices matter. I would suggest we move away from thinking in terms of which political party came up with the idea and focus on what is the right idea. I mean, realistically, does it matter who comes up with the plan as long as the plan can address the problem? Which brings us to the actual issue of the camping ban inside the city limits of Austin. On one side, you have Mayor Adler and the city council, who were the ones who removed it in the first place. Now, if you listen to what Mayor Adler says, a lot of it actually makes sense. He has spent time visiting the mayors of Los Angeles and San Francisco, attempting to understand what they did so that Austin doesn't repeat the same mistakes. And his point is valid. If you reinstate the camping ban and the homeless then move into the secluded areas where they were before and you don't see them, just because they're not visible does not mean you've solved the homeless problem. Now, the Austin City Council's current plan is to buy hotels to be used to house the homeless. The problem with that is the hotels they want to buy are next to established residential and commercial developments. And the tax-paying citizens who live in those areas don't want the homeless transported into their neighborhoods, so they organize protests and file lawsuits. Now, on the other side of this issue are groups like Save Austin Now. They are a nonprofit advocacy group who collected over 26,000 signatures and were successful in getting the reinstatement of the camping ban on the May 1st ballot. Their position is that by removing the ban on public camping and aggressive panhandling, the City Council has reduced the quality of life for all the citizens of Austin. One page of their website allows Austinites to share their experiences concerning the homeless encampments. After reading some of these comments, it probably won't take very long for you to decide this is not the type of city that we want, nor is it the type of city that we are capable of creating. Now, I'm a real estate agent. I help people make decisions on how they're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to provide safe and secure homes for their families, with a reasonable expectation that over time, the value of the property is going to increase in value. I am not a politician, and frankly, I don't think it's in anybody's best interest to discredit somebody's opinion simply because of the political party they align with. But I am going to ask two questions. Number one, if it's possible for the City Council to spend millions of dollars on population growth planning projects like Code Next and Project Connect, why can't they spend some money on homeless population growth projects? Would it make sense to have a plan on where the homeless are going to live, as opposed to just simply allowing them to settle wherever is most convenient? Or to transport them into areas where tax-paying citizens don't want them? Now, you might recall from the first video that Governor Abbott has allocated about 7 acres of land in southeast Austin to be used to provide housing for the homeless. What you may not know is that the state is currently in negotiations with a nonprofit group called ATX Helps to rent that land for $1 per month. This nonprofit group intends to build a shelter and provide additional services for the homeless who live there. Now, to my knowledge, this camp is far enough away from neighborhoods, businesses, and schools where you don't see this huge backlash to the idea of the homeless living there. So my second question is that if the City of Austin can spend millions of dollars to buy hotels to transport the homeless into neighborhoods where they're really not wanted, why can't they spend that same money to develop areas like this camp in southeast Austin? Well, I hope this is helpful. You know, I get emails, texts, and phone calls almost every day from people who are thinking about buying or selling real estate here in the Austin area, and I would love to help you out too. If you like my videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. All of my contact information is in the video description, so don't be shy. Let's make your real estate dreams come true.